Recording.
Hi. So, continuation of our earlier conversation in Truckee this year about different kinds of headsets. So, we decided to bring for full comparison and full overview a few other kinds of headsets, and we'll give it a quick feedback on using them. Have you used any of those, Alex?
I've got the chance to use one of these at the beginning of my training before I got my own headset. It actually does a pretty good job. It does not have active noise cancelling, but it has a passive one, right? So the sponge over here, it goes really nicely. Yeah.
Here. So it's a David Clark, pretty standard color for them. The
Yeah.
aviation green. Here you go.
Thank you. So yeah, the sponges, they go really nicely around your ears. So they do block pretty nice the noise from the engine and everything. And then the speaker is pretty good. I don't have any problem with it.
Decent quality. So
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a Canadian company actually.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So this one looks really worn out. It's actually the headset that did take me through my most of my training. That was one of my first headsets when I did my PPL and stuff. And I would say if you are a private pilot, you're flying occasionally, or if it's your passenger headset or spare headset, that's ideal. It's decent solid quality, and they have a pretty good warranty. At least they had back then on like the basics. They don't go like super crazy above and beyond on extra services. And they actually do have in this brand as well the noise canceling light.
Yeah, I saw.
But it does come price wise close to Lightspeed and Bose, and I think if you are spending that kind of money, might as well go with the one that actually specializes on it. So it's a good solid one. I think it would be in this $300-400 range these days, and it's not the cheapest, but it's good solid basic quality on the basic headset. And if you're a private pilot flying once in a while, it's probably all you need, because you're not exposed like flight instructors flying all day every day in small planes and having a lot of noise and vibration. That's where noise canceling does make a big difference. On occasional flight, you would be pretty happy with basic one for the most people would be. And if you don't want to spend extra money, this is a good mid-range option.
It is, yeah.
Now, I also had this headset.
That one looks pretty interesting. Talk
This
to me about it.
Avcomm. I think it was like super cheap. It was like probably $100 or $150 new. And I actually bought it. You see, it's a little bit smaller. I actually bought it for my son.
Okay.
It was not a kid's headset, but it did fit on the head like very tight. And it was my son's size when he was flying with me as a kid. And it's good, but it's like very, very basic.
Okay.
For, again, as a passenger headset, maybe kids headset, if you're not too concerned about talking on the radio, although it does work, it's still working like 10 years later, 15 years later. So it's still good quality. It's working quality. It's probably not as comfortable around your head because you can see the ear cups are pretty small in comparison to this one, for example. Like if you, so they do fit tighter. But actually, when I started doing aerobatics, my Bose headset was just flying off my head, and this one was staying on my head even without the chin straps. So because it was fitting so tight, it's not a one I would wear for like a 10-hour cross country, but it was working actually good even on me for aerobatics to sit tight on my head. But as you can tell, I have now chin straps on all my headsets because you never know when you go aerobatic. So good spare one, maybe not as a primary one, although it is cheap. It's probably not as long lasting either. And which brings me to this one, ASA headset. Again, this is a kind of a basic one. It's probably in about $200 range or so these days. Again, as a basic headset for occasional flying, so it's not as good quality and as comfortable fit as David Clark, and I don't think they have as much warranty, but it is like the absolute like cheapest baseline I would consider in terms of it does give you communication, it does give you the like
The noise cancelling a little bit.
passive noise canceling, comfortable enough fit. Like if you look somewhere online, you probably have cheap Chinese no name for like $50. I would not go there
Better
because because those would break down on you. You would have no warranty, no support. And we actually did try to order from a supplier from a factory, and it was not a good experience. So those are the options you would typically have available these days in Canada or in the States, purchasing online from places like Amazon or Sporties, and they would have warranty, they would have support, like consumer protection kind of thing. And it's the matter of how much money you want to spend and what you are using it for, amount of flying you do, and the comfort you expect. The more you fly, the higher end headset I would go for the creature comfort, for your fatigue level. For occasional flying, backup headset, passenger headset, I would probably go cheaper options considering the use of it. Your passengers don't need to talk to ATC, they still need protection of their ears. So, and like the bottom of the scale, say you have a passenger and you happen not to have a headset, for example, in your private plane, or you have extra passengers you did not expect. What I would recommend, like any earplugs you can get from the pharmacy, just for the hearing protection, is sort of emergency measure. Obviously you cannot fly with them as a pilot, but to protect the ears of your passengers, you do want to do it regardless. So if you happen to have no headset, use earplugs, can be purchased in any pharmacy. Throw a few couples of them in your flight bag if you know you're carrying passengers occasionally. Just the sort of emergency measure, but keeps everybody comfortable. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. This is our experience using different kinds of headset, not being promoted or supported by any of those. So honest review from our experience.
And if you want to check out the video that we did about the higher end headsets, that's the previous one about Bose and light speed. Thank you.
Sounds great. Have a safe flight.
Bye.